What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay Money and the Shark. And we got our guy Tony Mejia from WagerTalk here with us today, guys. It's Tuesday. We got plenty of NBA games. You're trying to get some cash like every day. What's up with you, Shark? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Absolutely. That's I got to take a breath after that. It's a nice little ab workout. We're getting energy going here. January 11th, 2022. Tuesday, baby Tuesday. 6-game card. Tony, welcome to the show. What's going on, brother?
Appreciate you guys having me. Yeah, fresh off a Georgia win. I like neither team. I'm a UCF guy, but I was on the dogs last night and the under, so I had to sweat out the final 50 seconds while everybody else was celebrating. And then, to shock me back to reality, the Cavs blew that game against the Kings, at least the cover. So, you win some, you lose some, but I got my NBA and college basketball blinders on from here on out. A little NFL playoffs, obviously, but looking forward to the next few months of solid basketball.
Exactly. The next few months of plenty of basketball, guys. Y'all know how we do it. Straight to business, guys. First game up, we're going to the streets of Washington, D.C. We got the Wizards here laying 9 points versus the Thunder. And I looked at it. The Wizards here, this is the first game of an 8-game home stand for the Wizards here. So they'll be at the house for a while here. I'm not necessarily sure I trust them laying 9 points today versus a greedy OKC squad. We know that they'll get up versus teams and then piss it away late. Could they be tanking? Could they be not? But regardless, I think that the Thunder, I hadn't taken it yet, but the way I'm looking in this game, Shark, I'd be looking towards the Thunder here plus the 9. I know the Wizards starting to get some players back from COVID, but I do think that the Thunder may be able to keep this game close. What do you think about this one, my brother?
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to the previous matchup, that would obviously be suggestive of a tight one here. 101-99 Washington in Oklahoma City, going back to, I believe, about a month or two ago. The number is not giving me a whole lot of transparency here. It was Washington -6 there, 9 here. Obviously, road to home 3 movement is pretty stock. I do think when you see a non-cover, you do get that ATS revenge environment as much as you get an straight up environment for Oklahoma City. This is going to be a tough cap for me at 9. I think it's going to be sharp and hover around it. The best look in this game, I do think, would be an over at 214.5. As we've talked about numerous times over the last couple of weeks, major market shifts in the NBA, trying to go back to ultimately what the league wants to brand, which is track meet basketball, scoring the basketball. It's not 1985 basketball, I'll tell you that. The previous one, obviously, 101.99, coming up here at 214.5, would be the lean, nothing official. And Tony, any comments, please?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Thunder have been solid of late. They've lost 6 of 7, but they've covered in 4 of 5. They've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Darius Bazley back. So that obviously helps their depth. And, you worry about a team that's that young going on the road, and certainly their better performances have been at home. But Washington, has come back down to earth after that strong start. They're 1-2 straight up at the house in 2022. They come off barely beating the Orlando Magic down in Central Florida with a huge game from Kyle Kuzma, who's really stepping up. They got Rui Hachimura back, so that should help. But again, I think one of you mentioned it, a little too much to lay with Washington, considering they've been untrustworthy of late. So I'm going to take the points with the Thunder too.
Exactly. Yeah, and the Wizards 3 straight non-covers as well. This is the first game of a back-to-back. So the Thunder have the Nets on deck, but the Wizards have a game tomorrow. What do we always say? They could be up by 15 in the fourth quarter, looking towards, hey guys, we have a game tomorrow. Let's kind of save some of our legs, save some of our energy, possibly win this game by 6 or 7 points, guys. So I hadn't taken it yet, but the Thunder are 4 straight losses, covered 4 out of 5. The only way I can look in this one, my guys, is the Thunder plus the 9. My God, let's go over here to the streets to Toronto here. My guy Shark here likes to play in this. We got the Raptors red hot. They've been at the house, I must say, playing some of their best basketball of the season. This is going to be a damn good game. You do have the Suns coming off a loss. They finally got Aiden back. Crowder took him a little growing pains. Got smacked up by the Heat over there. Cam Johnson is out for this game. Wainwright as well, but they do get Landry Shamet back. Shark, what you like anything in this one?
Absolutely. Top look of the day on a suddenly not so casual January 11, 2022. Suns on the road, -4, 1 unit. A lot going on here. Of course, you just said it. Suns coming off a really pathetic loss to a Jimmy Butler-less Miami team at home, 123-110, which I had suggested the over the other night did hit. But you really look at Phoenix on the road at the East. This is very important stuff. Their only tank in the campaign came on a Friday afternoon on New Year's Eve to the Boston Celtics. That does not apply to any of the other environments. 5-point win at Cleveland, back when we didn't know Cleveland was as good as they are. An outright win against Brooklyn as a dog a short line blowout win at the Knicks, and another short line blowout win at the Hornets. I think this is how Phoenix is graded against these teams. I don't think they need to be graded at 7.5, 8 for strength. I think you're getting what appears to be a short number, but even going back to last year, it's important stuff. Phoenix -3 last year at home, 123-115, came up to -3.5 on the road, which was strong. It should have come down to pick. They did cover it by 1 point, 104 to 100. And now this comes up to 4 in a double revenge game for Toronto. It's showing significant strength. And speaking of Toronto on a dub 6 here, you're seeing this trend in the league. A lot of these teams are really clustering right now. You got Grizzlies on a dub 9. You got the Bulls off a dub 9. You got the Wolves on a dub 4. You got the Raptors on a dub 6. And if you really look at what we always talk about, what is the nature of this dub 6? A lot of teams that didn't have their players, some real fringe playoff type of teams. And the last 2 times they played the West guys at home, they caught the Jazz without any of their players and the Warriors without any of their players. This is totally different. They're trending towards a loss. Last game of a homestand, barely covered against the Pelicans. All boxes checked. Phoenix -4, 1 unit. Tony?
Well, Phoenix is opening a 5-game roadie here. And I think they're one of those teams, especially with Chris Paul at the helm, that's somewhat petty. They don't like all the attention that the Warriors get. They've sent that message already. And with everybody hyping up the Klay Thompson return, I think that they're, again, in a situation where it's like, hey, what about us? We're one of the best teams in the league. They're opening up this 5-game roadie, as I mentioned, and this is probably going to be their toughest game. They got at Indiana. The Pacers' concerns of trying to get Malcolm Brogdon back and really being shorthanded. Then they're at Detroit, at San Antonio, and the bookend is at Dallas. So if they win this game, they can consider, go ahead and win 5 straight games on this trip. But this one's going to be tough because the Raptors really started 2022 on the right foot. We'll see if Scotty Barnes plays. That's what I'm waiting on, just to see if they're going to be at full strength, because at full strength, you've seen Fred VanVleet really step up. Obviously, they got Pascal Siakam back, and Anunoby's working. Gary Trent Jr. is filling his role. They got Chris Boucher, who was non-existent to start the season, really playing well. So, this could be one of the best games of the night if everybody's healthy. At this point, the other variable is how is Phoenix going to adjust to playing in an empty arena? Toronto's almost used to it, having the mandate up in Ontario where they're only 1,000 fans. They played the last few games at home there. They basically played all of the last season in Tampa, where they had very few fans there that were really supporting the cause. So, this is a situation where it'll be interesting to see who gets acclimated best. Might be an in-game situation, but looking for the Scotty Barnes news to pull the trigger here for my clients.
That's some damn good points, man. Somebody in the chat, Aaron Escobar says, J Money, you might need to show Simon some respect now. I thought that was funny, man, for the Blazers. Yeah, big win for him and that one. Obviously, Harden didn't play. But today's game, man, Tony mentioned some good points. Shark as well here. Raptors have kind of been teetering on the loss. They played 6 of their last 7 games at the house. I'll be honest with you guys. Just me personally, I understand the Suns here and they're off a loss, but this is going to be a really good game. Obviously, Scotty Barnes, questionable, and Gary Trent Jr., 2 starters for the Raptors over there. So if they do missing 2 starters, definitely helps for the Suns squad here. I don't want to fade the Raptors playing their best basketball of the season. I definitely hope you guys cash it, man. Suns -4. I hope they win by 5 for you guys, 5 or more. Let's go over here to the streets of Memphis, guys. We got the Grizzlies. You talk about a damn good game. These are definitely the 2 best games on the card tonight. Raptors, Suns, then Warriors versus the Grizzlies here. We know that Draymond Green is not there for the Warriors in this one. Then we got the Grizzlies here balling. They franchise record 8 straight wins here, Shark. Do they keep it going and make it 9 straight, or you think the Dubs here have something to say about this little win streak of the Grizzlies?
This is a tough cap for me. Going back, obviously, Klay Thompson came back in the last game against Cleveland. They played reasonable ball, but not great. Obviously, 96 points. Cleveland just happened to be that much worse. Traveling here to the Grindhouse, you go back to last year, they did win the opener there, 116-93, comfortably on a far, far worse roster point, obviously. This is just a tough spot for me. The first game between these two this year was actually the Warriors' first loss on the season, 104-100, a terrible melt. They're up 37-20 in the first quarter and just completely let the game get away the last 3 quarters of the game. I had that incorrectly in the 5th game of the year. Of course, they did come back and revenge them. So you do get a Grizzlies revenge game here. But again, Grizzlies on a dub 8 or dub 9. Is it 8 or 9? Whatever it is. This gets to a point of unsustainability with these teams. They have to lose a game somewhere. Why wouldn't it come at home to the Warriors? NBA TV national, nothing official for me. A lot going on here. Tony, any comments on this one?
Well, we've seen Jaren Jackson Jr. really step up of late, and full disclosure, he was my most improved player choice to start the season. I mean, and you got great odds on him. His teammate Ja Morant's going to win that. But the difference between Memphis being good and being great, and taking the Mavericks and everybody else in that Southwest Division to the woodshed, which I also have at plus odds, is Jackson. And his ability to alter shots and really stay out of foul trouble and be a difference maker. He's got 11 blocks over the last 2 games. Golden State with no Draymond Green, Klay Thompson just getting back. This is a situation where Memphis could flex a little muscle. And I think they will. I think I favor the Grizzlies here. They've kind of got Golden State's number, considering they beat them last year to make the playoffs in the play-in round, won the first meeting between the teams this season, lost the most recent one. So this is an opportunity for Ja Morant and company to flex muscle at home. I think they'll do so.
Yeah, Warriors socks. The buy socks are engaged, guys. Give me the Warriors here. -1.5, -2. Top play of the day. I like though. I have yellow on for a reason. The golden shirt. Give me the Steph Curry and the guys. I know there's no Draymond Green, and like you said, Jaren Jackson Jr. has been having to play the center for the Grizzlies over there because their leading rebounder and best defender Steven Adams has been out, so he is questionable to come back. Also, Gary Payton II and Otto Porter are questionable on the Warriors side. This is a big game, and I'm glad Tony said that as well. The Warriors, even though they dropped their first game versus Grizzlies still climbing up the ladder in the West. They're still not there with the top team over there. So I think the Warriors, they're the team that has to flex their muscles there. And you're right, Shark. It's a dub 9 for the Grizzlies. They finally got their record, break the franchise record for win streak. I think the Warriors get this win. It's a big game for both teams. Obviously, the Grizzlies, it's tough to go over there and win, but I do think this is one. Them coming 2 games with Shark. We've seen it time and time again. They come off 2 games on the road, come back to the house. It's a funky little spot for the Grizzlies here. Give me the Warriors -1.5, -2 money line, whatever you guys want to do. I'm taking the Warriors tonight minus the points to get a comfortable win versus the Grizzlies. Let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans here, guys. What are we going to go eat? Some seafood here? Are we going to get some crab legs, some crawfish? We got the Timberwolves laying 3.5 over here in New Orleans. Total of 227 here, Shark. The Timberwolves are in a groove right now, playing their best basketball of the season. I'll be honest with you. I sprinkle a little something on the Timberwolves minus the 3.5. But Shark, what you liking in this game?
Yeah, we've been saying this all year. A couple of these teams really cluster. Obviously, Houston being one of them. Minnesota is the other one. But Minnesota is so unbelievably dependent on their roster. Obviously, when D'Angelo Russell is in there, they are really a playoff caliber team. They're very well coached in a very underrated way as well. We're looking at the over 227 here, top graded. This is all numbers. And I go back to last year, 130-110 in Minnesota, over 217.5. The line came up to 238. And it got there at 240. It came up to 238.5, and it got into the 270s. Take it to this year, they moved it down to 228. Matchup 1, very low, 96.89. It moved further down, 224, 107.98. Further under, it moved down to 214, 110.96. Further under, so you're 0-3 versus the over. All of a sudden, they bump it back up to 227. 3 overs last year. Minnesota is scoring the basketball very well right now. New Orleans is 0-2 ATS against the over last 2. They're very due to go over. I think this correlates to a 123-110 loss over versus Phoenix at home. Top graded total of the day. Official play, 1 unit over 227. New Orleans hosting Minnesota. Tony?
I'm looking at legs, man. At this point, since Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell came back, you've seen the explosive Timberwolves back. They hung 135 points on the Thunder, 141 on the Rockets. And now you face a Pelicans team that isn't exactly built to defend. You've got big Jonas Valanciunas in the middle. You've got guards that really don't press, except for Herbert Jones, who's the best defensive rookie we've seen in quite some time, and the difference that he makes. But look, here's what I'm looking at. Minnesota kind of splits what they've done over the last 7-8 games. Since 22 began, they were at Utah. They were at the Crypto Center to play the Lakers and the Clippers, and then Thunder, Rockets. So with Towns back, with Russell back, can they get some momentum going and really push forward and be a factor in this playoff race, or will they hit the wall here? Because at this point, the Pelicans are home. They played at Milwaukee versus Utah versus Phoenix versus Golden State and kind of given a decent account of themselves. So this is one of those games, probably comes down to the wire. Shark, I think you're looking for some game extension down the stretch to get you that over.
Exactly. Yeah, I could definitely see that overhitting. Now, like I say, there are some defenders over there for the Pelicans, man, sneakily. But like I say, I like the Timberwolves in this one. I don't think that the Pelicans have enough offense to keep up with this one. You got, oh boy, Jared Vanderbilt, man. I think guys like him should be one of the most improved players. A lot of people may not even know who he is. He's actually the highest net rating player on the Timberwolves. It's not Russell. It's not Karl Towns. Jared Vanderbilt is their most important player. He's pretty much out there just for rebounds and defense. He's going to be all over Brandon Ingram tonight. I like the matchups in this one. Russell, Karl Towns. The Timberwolves are absolutely rolling right now. They're making a lot of cash with them, guys. So I did make a small play on the Timberwolves minus the 3.5. That maybe they possibly drop the next game versus the Grizzlies. It is a tougher matchup for them. But versus this Pelicans down there, I will lay the 3.5 tonight. Warriors, the top play though, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of Chicago, man. Massive spread tonight, man. We got the Pistons. We've actually been playing some good ball, guys. They've been playing some good ball. They came all the way back versus the Jazz yesterday. We're getting smacked by 25. Relentless team, right? They went up, got up double digits in the fourth quarter in that one. I knew that this spread was going to be high, but damn, this is a right-hand game as well, guys. This game obviously was like pushed into here. Now the Bulls going to have to play 4 games in 5 nights. They have a game tomorrow, of course. I think this is one where they were trying to get this one over early. I'd be looking towards Bulls early in this game, Shark. Do you think the Pistons are still a fade coming off of wins?
This is getting tough. I think the Pistons are finally showing some sustainability here. Of course, they are highly dependent on their 3-ball. When they can't shoot it, they get blown out. Look at the Memphis game. They were shooting 20% or less. Last night, pretty much the primary reason they came back and beat Utah was the 3-ball. They shot close to 50% from 3 last night. Of course, you get a double revenge game here. Chicago did clean them up, 2-0 ATS in the first 5 games of the year, 97-82 at home. I think this spread is pretty much adjusted for that. They won by 15. Now they're laying 14 in the same stadium. As you said, right-in game, this is a brutal spot for the Bulls. They play the Nets tomorrow night, huge conference rivalry matchup. Then they get the Warriors in the following game. So if there's ever a look-ahead spot, this is certainly it. But then you look at Detroit, 3rd and 4 back-to-back, off 2 wins. Can they sustain it? I think ultimately there's a great counter narrative to either side here. I'm not taking it. I think it's going to be right around the number at the end of it. Tony?
Well, I'm with you, Jay, on if you're going to ride the Bulls, you ride them in the first half because, everybody knows nationally televised game against Brooklyn tomorrow. That's circled on the calendar. And as Shark said, Golden State up next. So this is a game where Chicago is definitely vulnerable in that fourth quarter to relaxing on the bench, watching the very young reserve core do work against the Detroit team that has proven relentless. Cade Cunningham was fantastic in that second half yesterday against Utah. Hopefully he can continue doing that because I do want to see him become a special rookie. I think he defers a little too much. Hamidou Diallo and guys like Jackson that have the ability to put a team on their back. They can go on a little bit of a spurt, go 8-2, and all of a sudden your big cover up 20 is in serious trouble down the stretch. I want no part of that. In fact, I would take the Pistons full game. But first half, absolutely, I think Chicago is going to come out and try to take care of business early.
Exactly. And the main reason why I would look towards the Bulls early in this one, they're coming off a loss, right? This is a team that's not so much, they're not really used to losing. I'm sure they're going to be pissed off. Obviously, I feel like the look ahead factor will come in the second half. Oh, we're already up. And the Pistons have shown that they won't give up in games. And they're starting to take some money as well. Line was at 14. It's down to 13.5. So this could be one where Bulls come in here hot in the first quarter, first half, then look towards the Nets game tomorrow. I could definitely see that happen, guys. Last game up. Let's go to the streets of LA here, man. We got the LA Clippers, another matchup versus the Nuggets here, man. How many times have these two teams played already this year? But we got the Nuggets. I was on the Nuggets last time, Shark. They were laying 4. They were up, smacking them up. Then they let the Clippers come all the way back. Then they had to come back and take the lead again. So obviously they've shown that they can smack the team up, but the Clippers have shown that at the house they can be a scrappy type of team here, Shark. What do you think about in this one?
Yeah, this is going to be tough. I think you're going to see a similar game to the last one. I think this is going to be right around the number. We were just talking about this off the record. The home team in this series has lost 4 straight games straight up, but the favorite has gone 0-3 ATS. So that's really tough sledding when the home team should win the game theoretically, but the favorite should cover theoretically based on just dispersion factors. This game for me is an absolute toss. Of course, national game, crypto.com here. I would lean Clippers if I had to, just to scrap one together here, finally get over the hump. When you do lose by 3 at home in that manner, and you come back in a triple revenge game dating back to last year, I think they'll have more motivation. Of course, Denver injured in and out of the lineup, all sorts of guys on a dub too. How sustainable is that? I'm not sure. Nothing official from me here, though. This is really tough. Tony?
I think I like Denver a lot in this game. Jay, you mentioned being on the Clip side last time, or the Denver side.
I was on the Nuggets
side, right?
-4, and these fuckers won by 3.
In that game, I mean, 2 of the top reserves for the Nuggets were Vlatko Kanchar, who since got hurt, and Devon Reed out of UM, who should be buried deep on that bench. And now they're a lot stronger. Austin Rivers is back. They got Monty Morris is back. Campazzo's still playing his role. Both Greens are in the mix tonight. So I think from that standpoint, I trust the Nuggets more because the Clippers don't know what you're going to get from night to night. They're starting to showcase Amir Coffey. We're seeing Serge Ibaka play a bigger role now. Terrence Mann off the bench, but it's really a ragtag Clipper squad with both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard on the mend. LA playing their 3rd game in 4 nights, an underdog for the 9th time in 10 games. Steve Ballmer can't like that. And you've got Denver looking for their first 3-game win streak since mid-November. It's been a minute. So I think with them getting healthier, trying to get back on track, Jokic doing Jokic things, I think they handle business at the crypto arena.
Yeah, hey, me and Sharp, we got to go get a fade today, man. So it is Clippers or nothing for me. I do lean the Clippers here. Like they lost, and then the Nuggets lost Will Barton as well. So they dropped another one of their guards. They can't really afford to be dropping guys. But I do agree, Tony. At some point, the Nuggets do have to get on the streak. This team has been so up and down all year. They're one of the few teams in the league that it's really tough to get a handle on because they're so up and down. But I think that triple revenge for the Clippers really does hold some weight ever since from the playoffs, right? So like Tyronn Lue knows that he knows how to guard guard Jokic and how to game plan them. And they didn't have Tyronn Lue in the last game as well. So that was something that I had missed. I forgot that their coach was still out. They still had Papa Jones. So they finally got Lue back. This is gonna be a damn good game. Maybe one to live bet here. Shark, let's go ahead and get to these free plays. Tony, real quick, let them know what you got going over there at WagerTalk, my brother.
Yeah, I'll have a package up at WagerTalk, both NBA and college basketball, so you can look for that. And free play for everybody here. I know you guys are getting your haircuts. I got my fade yesterday, so maybe that's why I like the Nuggets over the Clippers, because Clipper night would have been yesterday for me.
That's a good point, guys. Guys, go and check out WagerTalk as well and hit this promo code exclusively.
Have you checked out all the new handicappers at WagerTalk? If not, here's your chance. You can take 50% off your first daily or 3-day all-access purchase at WagerTalk using coupon code TRYWT. Our new roster of experts is 30 deep, covering sports from all around the world, giving you tons of options to choose from. All you have to do to redeem this offer is go to WagerTalk.com, choose a handicapper of your choice, and use coupon code TRYWT at checkout, saving 50% on your first purchase.
Shark, break them off with those officials, my brother.
2 top plays today, January 11th, 2022, Tuesday afternoon. Hope everybody's having an amazing, amazing day. Let's dominate this one together. Suns -4. Buy hat is engaged. Suns traveling off a loss in the Eastern Conference. It's where they take care of business. Raptors dub 6, final game of the homestand, showing signs of a loss, barely covered against the backups on Utah and the Pelicans. I think Phoenix comes in here. You guys said it might be close. I think this might be 10 to 15 points. I think when you look at what they did against the Knicks, Nets, and Hornets, this could get big. And official over on today's card, 227 over Timberwolves, Pelicans, all points checked and discussed in detail during the broadcast. J Money is money, the legend himself. Close them out, please.
Tony, if you can, what you like him today, Tony? Anything, any leans, anything? You say you liking the Suns as well and the Nuggets?
Yeah, I'm liking the Suns and looking to get in game on potentially the Grizzlies. Want to see how they get started and if they're ready to take advantage of Dre being out. And if Jaren Jackson Jr. avoids those 2 early fouls, definitely like Memphis for full game.
Got you. Unfortunately, I am on the other side, man. Warriors top player today. I'll go official with -2. I think this is a step up benchmark type of game for the Warriors to show the rest of the league that we're here, and we're really trying to go deep into the playoffs, and that the dynasty isn't over, guys. So I know they're missing Draymond, probably one of their more hard-nosed defensive guys, and the offense runs different as well. But I think they got the guards to match up well with the Grizzlies in this one, and hopefully Steven Adams sit this one out for me as well, man. So they're missing their leading rebounder. But like the Warriors today, also sprinkle some on the Timberwolves -3.5. Let's go, man. Go and follow us on Twitter. It's my guy Tony Mejia, Mejia De Niro. You go and find him on Twitter. Find my guy Shark as well at Sharks and Sports. I'm at J Money is Money. Let's cash these tickets, guys. We're out.